of CAIRS shoes. These shoes were specifically designed for those of you that suffer with lymphedema, diabetic swollen feet, pregnancy feet. Listen, it doesn't have to hurt to walk in style. Be sure to chime in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome again with yours truly, Miss Jazzy, for an exclusive conversation that I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you that will chime in all across the globe. Because what I have in store for you tonight is really something that everyone, whether it's you or someone that you know, I promise you this information you want to be sure to share. You might want to grab a pen and a pad because there's information I'm sure that you will learn that you have maybe not even heard of before now. And so I'm always about bringing exclusive conversations with some amazing people. And tonight, I have the honor and privilege of introducing to some but presenting to others. I could literally call her friend. You know, I was thinking, even in my mind, trying to figure out like how long has it been since we met? I mean, let's just say it's been some years, right? So we became friends. I mean, we learned of each other's businesses. You know, her husband and I had done business before. So just being right here in the upstate of South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take an opportunity to bring around none other than founder and inventor of CAIRS Shoes, Miss LaShonn Edmunds. Welcome to the Jazz Report, this exclusive conversation with you. How you doing, ma'am?
Hey, what's up? What's up? I am so excited to be on this jazzy show. All right.
Listen, Sean, I was just even in my mind. Do you remember how long ago though it's been since we met, or like where did we officially meet?
It's been a while. I believe it was a video shoot that you were being a host in for a rapper. It's been a long
No telling. But over the years, we've continued to cross paths, you know, seeing each other in passing, doing business together, rewinding back to the fact that I guess it's been like almost 3 years now since we were in the cohort class with Village Launch.
Yes.
And this is where I personally learned of something that you're living with and educated us about that now, because of this, you have created and founded CAIRS shoes, and that's lymphedema. And because of that, World Lymphedema Day is actually on Wednesday, March the 6th, which is also your official launch party of CAIRS shoes and fashion show. So the fashion show portion of that, I'm going to actually get the host. So I'm going to give you the platform, Sean. I want you to really take an opportunity to introduce yourself to the world, help us to understand who you are, and let's get into it and talk about your official launch, ma'am.
All right. I just want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you, Miss Jazzy, so much for believing in my vision, believing in my husband's vision. You have always been such a huge supporter, and I just love you to pieces. And just thank you for everything that you do for our community, being a phenomenal leader, been a phenomenal woman of God. I just truly appreciate you and just thank you for blessing my family. I just really need you to know that. And just and blessing our Facebook family, all our community, all our social media platforms. You do a phenomenal job. And just want you to know we love you. We're watching you. We support you. And keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So again, let's talk about, you know, help people to understand who you and Sean are, who you are, Sean, as a person. I know you mentioned your husband, Randy. But let's talk about your whole family dynamic, like where you from. Help us to understand to get to know you as a person.
Yes, so I am a originator of Greenville, aka West Greenville, West Side. Now let me stop. Yeah, but I'm originally from West Greenville. That's where my family, the Wilson Lakes and Herberts and the Vernons and the Freemans and Blassingames, That's what all of our folks all up and through there. So my parents, when I was probably around 2, they decided to move to District 25. So that's why I actually grew up and can remember everything. But I always had roots in West Greenville, which is where I currently live now. I live now, it's no longer West Greenville, it's called the West End. So, we've upgraded. But yeah, so I'm a resident over there. I bought me and Randy bought my grandfather's house due to gentrification. We wanted to make sure that my grandfather's house stayed in our family. So a lot of the story kind of starts from, my family. I can recall way back when my great grandmother, which by the way was the one of the oldest. I don't think anyone in Greenville has broken her record yet, but she was the oldest woman in Greenville County to vote. So she was 101 years old.
Wow.
The oldest, and that's documented. So that's, unless somebody's beating her, but the oldest African American female to ever vote in Greenville County. So that's a huge honor. Native of West Greenville. West Greenville has so many roots, which is why we felt passionate about being there. Because of all of the history about entrepreneurship, about community, family, and love. We do a lot around the community and around our family and stuff. And going back to my great grandmother, I remember as a child when they would have the block parties and stuff, and all the old people would be on the corners having cookouts, and the kids would come and play. And I remember my great grandmother sitting on the porch with these big ankles. Her and my aunt. And I'm like, oh, they ankles big. And I'm like, good Lord. I'm a little kid, silly. Me and my brother used to laugh at them. And I'm like, oh, there's some big old ankles. And I never forgot that. Wow. And then fast forward, life happens. I end up getting pregnant, 3rd kid. And one fine day, after having the child, probably a couple years later, just noticed that my feet were swollen, didn't know why. Went to a few doctors and they did some tests. They couldn't figure it out. They just said, "Oh, you're fat." That's literally what they said. In their doctor way, obese, but they was literally calling me fat. Like, just lose some weight and it'll go down. Well, it didn't go down. And one day when I was working at Ford Credit, and you guys remember when they was around, I actually got bit by a bug and went to work and actually ended up passing out. And it was because I was picking at the wound that the mosquito bite. I don't know if it was a mosquito or what it was, but whatever it was, I just kept picking at it on my feet. And when I ended up doing that, when I went to work, I ended up passing out, and they had to call an ambulance, and they did blood transfusions. I actually ended up having something called cellulitis. A lot of words I've never heard of in my life. And I ended up having cellulitis. And they told me, you just need to go back to your doctor and just get checked. So I went back to the doctor, and at this point, he wasn't there. The nurse practitioner was, and she told me, just give me a listing of all of the things that's been going on with you. So this is the first time for my medical people that electronic healthcare records came into play. This is when they first started having the tablets at the doctor's office that they could identify symptoms to find out what diseases were. So when she pulled this tablet out and asked me 100 questions, she put it in this tablet, and then it popped up with an answer and said that I had lymphedema. So that's how I ended up finding out, was through a nurse practitioner. And she told me that, and she sent me to, and of course I had no idea how to pronounce it, how to say it or anything. So I'm like, what is that? And she was basically like, well, that's just when your lymphatic system is corrupted, meaning that there's an issue. It's been ruptured. Something has happened. And at that point, any lymphatic fluids in your body is basically going all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And I'll just give you guys a demonstration. I don't know if you can see this. All right. So lymphedema has phases, just like cancer, right? So they go from stages 1 to 4. So these are the different stages of lymphedema. And when I started, of course, I was at stage 1, which is right here. And as time has progressed, I'm probably up between 2 and 3. So if it goes untreated, it can get bad, which is here, which is actually called elephantitis. So elephantitis is the worst stage. You'll see a lot of people on my 300-pound life.
Right.
Those folks, they are elephantitis candidates more than likely when you see them. But their feet pretty much swell really big, kind of like this. If you guys can see this, so compared to how it used to look, it goes to this. So it just swells really, really bad. And so once she kind of explained it to me, she was like, there's no cure. So what you're basically going to have to do is just, find something to hide yourself, so you don't bring attention to how you look, because you might be a little embarrassed. They really didn't have great bedside manner back here, guys. So it's just what it was. And so because of that, of course, that totally, distraught me, at this point. I'm like, what in the world? So she's like, yeah, you'll probably have to wear like flip-flops and maybe tennis shoes, something that'll lace up. They're not the cutest, but do the best you can, and good luck, kid. So, and I was only at that time around 27, maybe. Yeah, so I was pretty young when I developed this disease. And so, anyway, I went to the vein specialist. They told me pretty much how I need to take care of myself, which is wearing compression wraps. So this is just the mini version of it to show you guys. But this is the actual treatment that we have, because there is no cure for us. There's a lot of research out there that they're trying to find one, but currently there is not a cure for what we have. So this is what we have to wear. So just imagine this and putting on just a regular shoe. So could you imagine trying to put a shoe on with this on your foot? It ain't happening. Okay. So that's why you'll see women or men, because this impacts women, men, children, and even animals. So this disease goes across the gamut. So, but when it comes to, the ladies, because we really love our cute shoes, and I'm learning on this journey, men do too. But specifically for the ladies, because I suffered from this as well. But this is how my story started. Because before this, honey, you couldn't tell me I wasn't in some 6-inch heels. Okay. My little 5'1.5" self. I was up in them heels. Everybody eye to eye. I love my shoes, but that kind of stopped that for me. So, and it was really a misfortunate thing that became a blessing for me in the end, because now, one of the things that I do is go around and educate people about it. I'm giving them the right resources of the doctors, different support groups that they can go to, such as Lymphedema, Lymphedema Treatment Act, Monarchs of the Upstate, which is here in Greenville, South Carolina. Lymphedema Treatment Act, that is a national organization, nonprofit. We just got a bill passed because up until 2024, these bad boys were not covered by Medicaid. So patients would have to purchase them themselves, which is very expensive. Because you have to get them, every 6 months, and sometimes more, just depending on how severe it is. And so you can just imagine the cost involved, especially if you're not one that can move around a lot. So you probably already having some struggles, right? So with, being able to work and stuff. So it's a huge deal that we are able to get this passed. The young lady that runs that nonprofit, her name is Heather Ferguson. And she lives in North Carolina, and she has twin boys. And her son actually suffered from this disease. So about 12 or 13 years ago, she started this nonprofit to get a bill passed so that people like myself and her son could actually get medical supplies in an affordable way. So because of her efforts, we're so blessed that she took that commitment and just really took the reins and made it national. It's really international because people out of the country support it too. But yeah, this past year, I went to DC with my mom, and up there with all of the different advocates, and we were up there with Congress, took pictures and celebrated that the bill got passed. So we are extremely excited.
Yay! That is exciting news. So again, for those of you that are just chiming in, this is an exclusive conversation with founder and inventor, Miss LaShonn Edmunds of CAIRS Shoes. She's been sharing her journey and leading up to the fact of her living with this disease called lymphedema. So if you had not heard about it, listen, you're learning something. That's why I say you might want to grab a pen and a pad, because you too may be suffering and maybe didn't even know what it's called, or maybe you know someone. And so the fact that LaShonn will be celebrating on World Lymphedema Day, which is on Wednesday, March the 6th, the official launch of CAIRS shoes, as well as having a fashion show to showcase her select few of shoes that she'll be able to share, but also being a recipient of the Hustle Award. That's going to be presented by Greenville Starters, right?
Yep,
And
Greenville
Furman
Stars.
Institute. So I'm so happy for what you're doing, to be able to see and to witness from the conception of you sharing this idea to the fact that it's now being birthed into the earth. So, CARE shoes, as we were talking about even before coming on air, the acronym of those letters, CAIRS. Help us to understand how that name was birthed, and continue to talk about your mission and the official launch of what's happening on next Wednesday, March the 6th.
Yes, ma'am. So out of this issue here, God gave me a dream. And when he gave me that dream, it was just a dream. I'll just say that. But it had elephants in it. I just say that much. So that's why this elephant is here. But he gave me a dream about making shoes. And I thought it was crazy because by profession, I'm a trainer. I'm a tech trainer. You know, I'm the AI lady, right? I'm that lady that does all that stuff. So doing the shoe thing, totally out of my box. I had no clue on, what a shoe press was, that's what this is, or shoe last, none of that. I had no knowledge of none of this. It was all God. And when he put this on me, I immediately decided not to do it. I said, I'm not doing that because I didn't know what to do. So I sat on it for a few years. And then I finally got brave one day, and it was at my pastor's, which is Changing Your Mind Ministries, Senior Pastor Wendell Jones. He has a business called the Wendell Jones Leadership Institute. So we was in class talking about, your purpose and, what you're supposed to do with your life, and, things that God has laid on your heart. And, he was laying it on thick. Okay. So God pulled in some reinforcement, because that was the only way this was happening. So, so long story short, after attending his sessions, it was an engineer in there. Her name was Sharon. And she encouraged me by helping me find 3D printing options on how I could get started. And I just started asking questions. And as I started asking questions, God just kept putting people in place through my journey. And it started there. And from Sharon, she sent me, she had some people, because she was out of state. So she had some people that she referred me to. And then they referred me to someone. And then they said, hey, why don't you try the local library in Greenville County? They make 3D prints. I like, for real? I didn't even know they had a 3D printer. Mm-hmm. So I went there, and then they said, hey, our machine is broke today, but we know this guy around the corner named Joey Lawrence and Joey Loman, and he can help you at Synergy Mill. I said, okay. So I went to Synergy Mill, and that's where I met Joey, along with a gentleman by the name of Bill that works for another engineering firm. And with Joey and Bill and another Bill in Greer, who's a shoemaker, I'm telling you, all these people just came around the same time. Wow. And we actually tried to build a shoe. We were on the road of actually making the shoe. And during that time, the name came of CAIRS, which is Charmaine, my oldest daughter, Alexia, my middle daughter, Isaiah, my son, Randy, my husband, and Sean, me. So it's literally my family's name. Wow. And my son made the logo. He's an artist. So if y'all can see this, so he made the logo with the elephant, because that's what I dreamed. And I said I saw a C, and it just all came together. So it was bananas. It was God crazy. That's all I could tell you. And from there, after I met Joey, I then met my home. Well, I didn't meet Felicia, but I've known Felicia O'Neill, and she was telling me about a program called Village Lunch, and she like, you need to go get plugged in. That's a great program. I'm like, well, I already know how to do business. She said, but it was just good to connect. So I called and talked to this amazing queen named Jeanette Brewster. And all I could tell y'all from that woman right there, history, it was just a rocket ship. Because Jeanette, if y'all don't know, you have a company, any small business out here, if you out here and you're struggling, you need to get plugged into the Village Launch, because it's literally its name, Village, a whole bunch of people launching you off. And that's literally what happened. And that's when me and Stephanie reconnected, along with a whole bunch of other. We had a powerhouse cohort. I'm talking about some fireball entrepreneurs, and we all still rolling strong. I was just seeing Cece on the news the other day. We have the bakeries. We have Miss Jazzy and Miss December, photographers. I mean, I'm telling y'all, everybody in that cohort, they're absolutely killing the game right now. And I'm just so honored that they are a part of my journey, not only so much of just being a great support system, but even financially. They provided opportunities that we could do pitching contests. And I literally won a $10,000 pitch contest. It was crazy. I was like, what? But I literally won a pitch contest, and I won a loan, believe it or not. So, hey, I didn't think I was going to need that loan. Steph, you remember I won that loan?
Yeah. And you know what else I just thought about? You remember, I just thought about this, because in the class too, you ended up getting mentored and partnered up with a lady that was like in the shoe business or something, right?
That was one of the first introductions to the mentor program that they brought to Village Launch. And just to tell you how God worked, it was a lady that just moved to Greenville. Her name was Shelly. She just moved to Greenville from the Midwest. And guess what she did? She made shoes. Like, not just any shoes. I'm talking about shoes for people that got problem feet. Literally what I'm doing. Yeah. And Shelly was phenomenal. And I had such a good time learning from her. I thought I was ready to launch my shoes back then, and she just really got my life together. Honey, you're not quite ready for that. I need you to go back, and you need to do. Remember, we was trying to make shoes, right? She's like, you're gonna need to go on back and do this, and that. Wow. So in that period of time, I also met another mentor. I'm just telling you how God worked. This is all in that same window. And her name, I met her through my pastor, and her name is Beth Veach. And when I tell you this woman, and anybody that went to Queen's Flow, y'all already know how Miss Beth rolled. But Miss Beth Veach, a phenomenal mentor, y'all. This woman invented motorcycle boots for women. Now, how in the world, right? How connect with her? I'm just saying. Wow. This time, it wasn't nothing but God. I'm telling you, it was nothing but the Lord. So yeah, so I had her, I had Miss Shelley, I had Village Lunch, I had all of the ladies in the Village Lunch team, I had my family. It was no reason I had to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to win. It was no other. Y'all see back here, this is evidence. And I started with nothing, just a dream, and now we're here. So, and this is small, right? What the Bible say? Don't despise small beginnings. But this is huge for me, because I started from nothing, and to hear all of these different people along my journey, that poured into me, and like from Jeanette, Village Launch, that is where I met Brian Davis of Greenville Starts, which is with Furman University, right? So Village Launch took you from this stage to here. Furman University, Greenville Starts took you from here to there. So in that one, I got to meet all kind of people in Greenville, y'all, all these different business leaders. They had us going to all these networking events. They had us writing out business plans. and meeting marketing people and CPAs, and it was just crazy, all of the different things that they had in their program. And from there, I was able to take it to another notch and got introduced to this other group called the Platform of Greer.
Wow.
I know it. Okay. And when I met these guys again, they take you from this part of your business where you had issues, because as I'm going through the journey, I'm having problems. So this isn't something like, okay, well, she's just meeting a bunch of people. No, I'm making product, but the product wasn't working. So for example, here's one. I think this is one. No, that's not the one. Okay, like this one. So this is one that I thought was ready, right? I was like, okay, I got my shoe, I'm ready. I'm beta testing. So I put the shoe in and I'm, peeling it back. So I'm just showing you how it stretched. So to me, I think I'm all right. Remember, I'm not the shoe expert. I became the shoe expert, but I wasn't at this time. So I'm putting this in, and where the toes at? Where your toes? Right? Where the toes at? So that means this isn't ready, right? That means this wasn't ready. So I couldn't launch. I thought I was ready to launch, but there were still defects in my product, and it dealt with my materials. So, and it also dealt, while I was dealing with the materials, they ran out of my, what is called your outsole. They no longer manufactured my outsole. So when I went to the Platform of Greer, they hooked me up with a bunch of mentors. One from North Greenville College, a retired, I think he said he worked for NASA. I'm going to say NASA. Okay. I think he worked for NASA, but a retired, right? And if I gave you some extra props, just roll with it. Just roll with it now. Y'all know. But yeah. But anyway, so I hooked up with them, and the gentleman that worked retired from NASA, his son and a team of them all worked at Michelin, and they was there helping other entrepreneurs. So it's like this whole Greer community of entrepreneurs, executives. They all came in to help us, and it was like for a couple of days. It was like, fix your problem and move on, right? We're going to focus on two problems. So my issues was the outsole. So Michelin, look at this, guys. They 3D printed me an outsole, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, this was so dope. Yeah, so they 3D printed me some outsoles. So I had an opportunity of working with 3D Filament, working with some of their product engineers to develop this. Now we were still testing it, and I had people like, I need these shoes now, Sean. You've been talking with the shoes at. So we still have to do some more testing on it. So I couldn't move forward with it right away, but it's still here. So, and the reason why I'm saying it's still here, because it's always an opportunity that we can manufacture these shoes right here in Greenville. So that is one of my goals to do eventually, to, potentially work with somebody to make that happen. But after I dealt with the Platform of Greer, and they helped me tremendously, I kept going on the journey and just meeting some other cool people to find other ways of how I could produce the shoe. And I created a team. So now with my team, we finally have the product, which is this cute, comfy shoe, bam, boom, that really stretches, and watch the toes. So now when you put it on, you should see your toes now, babies. And there's your feet.
Wow. So congratulations, first of all. I mean, when I think about, like I said, hearing your initial pitch of saying this is what you're going to do, but now really seeing physically that this shoe has been created as the founder and inventor. Because again, even as I was doing a little promo video, I was like, walking in style does not have to hurt, right? And for those of you that are watching, if you suffer with lymphedema, whether it's diabetic feet, pregnancy feet, if your feet are swollen, Miss LaShonn Edmunds, as founder and inventor of CAIRS Shoes, has a shoe design specifically for your feet. So I know that you're going to be officially launching on World Lymphedema Day, which is on March the 6th. Wednesday, right? And let's talk more about the actual launch, because this is the official launch and a fashion show portion of that. And again, you're being honored as a recipient of the Hustle Award.
Yes. So again, my I have some amazing sponsors and mentors of Greenville Starts and Village Launch. They have collaborated to show up, show out for your girl, and have a lunch party for me at Greenville Starts on 101 North Main Street. And I believe that's the right address, but and that's downtown Greenville. So it's not at the university, it's downtown Greenville on March 6th, World Lymphedema Day. They are phenomenal support group. And I'm telling you, the only way you can get support is to show up and support others and work hard. So, and I'm telling you, the people that have participating in these events, because they do this for all of the entrepreneurs. So I'm not special. This is something that if you're in the program and you're doing your thing, you know, we had Jennifer with African Violet Tea. We had Dion Sanford. So we had Eric Cooperman. We had all kind of entrepreneurs that have went through the program and received a lunch party and this Hustle Award. And it is now my turn. So, and I'm so thankful for Brian Davis with Greenville Starts, GVL Starts, for honoring me at Furman University, the city of Greenville. Thank you all so much for doing this. This is a phenomenal program. It came right on time. I couldn't have picked a more perfect day. Okay, World Lymphedema Day. Come on. So, I mean, I could have picked a more perfect day. And I know it's on a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. To 7 p.m. So I would love for you to come out. It is free. We will have light refreshments and drinks and I actually have two phenomenal hosts. You'll see Miss April C. Evans. She will kick us off, and then we will have a fashion show, because what Miss April's going to do is our awards presentation. So I'm going to be honoring some amazing people that have been a part of my journey. And then we're going to hand it off to Miss Jazzy, and she going to come in and light up the room with our fashion show. Y'all see my little hair, by the way. I want y'all to get into that too. All right. My twins, my locks. Okay. So my twins are gonna be there too. So if y'all, looking for some locks, my twins are gonna be there. So they'll be in the room. So make sure that y'all come out, though, all seriousness, and we're there to have a good time. I'm gonna have our artists, my husband. We got Click Beats Music. Mr. V Ware Southern Soul Teddy Bear gonna be in the house giving us some melodic sounds, and y'all, we just gonna have a good old time turning up. So if you all came to that Queens floor, y'all know how we like to have a good time. So we're gonna do it again, CAIRS style. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Super excited. I know that you have a limited supply of shoes for your official launch, and I do understand there's going to be a introductory special pricing, so you guys may want to make sure you can be in the room for the official launch that's going down on Wednesday, March 6th, which is also World Lymphedema Day. And I'm so excited for what you're doing. There's people that are watching. I know they probably continue to follow your journey. They want to be able to continue to follow your journey. How can they reach out to you? How can they stay plugged in? And how can they support what it is that you're doing?
Yes. If you would like to subscribe to our newsletter, we are in the process of revamping the website, but we have it up where you can go in and subscribe, and that's www.cairs.biz. Also, you can follow us on all social media handles. That's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn at CAIRS Shoes. CAIRS is CAIRS HOES, CAIRS Shoes. No two S's, just one in the middle. And also, if you can start using hashtag share your CAIRS, Hashtag, that's going to be that's the $1 billion hashtag. Share your cares. Because as you start buying these shoes, I need you to share those cares. Let people know how them shoes make you feel. Because, baby, it shouldn't hurt to look this good. Ow!
Well, I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to celebrate with you. I'm looking forward to being there. So y'all already know what I'm going to say. Miss Jazzy, I'm going to be in the building for the official launch party for CAIRS Shoes with founder and inventor Miss LaShonn Edmunds, along with her being a recipient of the Hustle Award, as well as I'm going to be hosting the fashion show portion of this celebration and official launch, that you'll be able to see with your own eyes what she has invented. And for those of you that will be there, you'll get the exclusive of what the introductory price would be for these CAIRS shoes. So whether it's for yourself, or one thing for certain and two things for sure, you know somebody that has swollen feet, whether they're your friend or they're in that family or they're just in your network. I need you to let everybody know that CAIRS Shoes is officially being birthed into the earth. So, LaShonn, as we're coming to the close of this exclusive conversation with you, what will be your final words of encouragement for someone, even like yourself, starting out with a business idea, and your final word of encouragement for anyone else that also may be suffering with lymphedema?
Yeah, so for my folks suffering with lymphedema, make sure that if you're, this is what a doctor told me. If you're swelling more than 30 days, then you may have some type of lymphedema. Not sure what kind, but they said that if it's just edema, which just means you're retaining fluid, right? Water pills should pretty much take care of that and it should go away. But if it's staying consistent and it's not going away and it's just getting bigger and bigger, you need to go get checked out because something is going on. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose you. And I get people asking me, is this what's wrong? I won't tell you that. What I will do is give you information on places that you can go to get the right information from professionals. There's a lot of chat groups out here that try to, self-diagnose, and you don't want to do that. You want to go to some professionals, and we have, I've been doing this for quite a while, and we have a strong community that will help you and get you what you need. But you just got to ask questions. And I purposely look at people's feet. So if you see me out and I'm looking at your feet, and you think I'm looking at your feet, I am. Because I'm that person, like, I know what it feels like for your feet to hurt. I'm telling you, I know how it's painful. It causes all other kind of health issues, and I will never want anyone to suffer when I have a solution. So yes. And the other thing, regarding these entrepreneur programs, people will say, I don't get no support. Ain't nobody got my back, blah, blah, blah. You're not getting the support. People don't have your back because you're not getting plugged in. Because I can bear witness, and Stephanie can too, that there are people out here that will give you opportunities if you show up. And I don't know if y'all see Stephanie showing up everywhere, but she's there and she gets plugged. She don't plug me in to many things. And it's all about networking and not being afraid to speak up and letting people know what you want and what problems you have. So I don't pop off 3 real quick that I went through: Village Launch, GVL Starts, Platform of Greer, just like that. And they each came at the perfect time in my life for my business. You may have been in business for a while and you need to get plugged in at different levels. So look at your business and figure out where you need to get plugged in, at what level you're at. But the bottom line is get plugged in. That is the only way you're going to win here. We're building kingdoms here. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of us out here that are really doing some great things. And we got a strong support system that is helping us. But the only way we're able to do is by, showing up and supporting each other and making sure we're raising our hand when we need help.
Absolutely. Well, what an amazing exclusive conversation that we have had tonight with founder and inventor of CAIRS Shoes, Miss LaShonn Edmunds. Listen, y'all make sure y'all follow CAIRS Shoes on all platforms, and that's CAIRS Shoes on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. You heard about it first right here on the Jazz Report with yours truly, Miss Jazzy. I'm so excited. Again, happy early lunch in advance. I would like to say I'm definitely going to be in the building. Looking forward to turning up with you for your official lunch, the fashion show, as well as you being the recipient of the Hustle Award. So, again, congratulations, my friend. Just
Thank
know I
you.
love you. Thank you for your time, and we're so proud of you. Thank you for what you're doing, making
Thank
a
you.
difference in the lives of the people globally that suffer with whether it's lymphedema, diabetic, pregnancy. If your feet are swollen, CAIRS shoes is the plug. Share CAIRS, right?
Yeah, share your cares. That's
Share
it.
your CAIRS. All right. We love you, Sean. Thank you so much for being a
Love you
part of the
guys
exclusive
too.
conversation with yours truly, Miss Jazz. We're getting out of here, y'all.